Well, hello, my paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Deep Woods Paranormal podcast. My name is Matt Harvey. I'm the founder and lead investigator with Deep Woods Paranormal. Along with my wife, Amanda, we investigate everything paranormal, be it Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, cryptid creatures, haunted locations, demonic activity, poltergeists, UFOs, aliens, you name it. If it's paranormal, we investigate it. River monsters, forgot to add that one in. So, I hope everybody's doing good. This is the going to be the cryptid podcast for the week. We're kind of rotating through the different podcasts. We have, I think we have 6 or now 7 that we do. So I'm going to try and get a podcast out pretty much every other day if I can. So we're just going to try and get that out. And days that there isn't a podcast, I'm trying to put shorts onto our YouTube channel. So let's get right into this. Let me share my screen with you. Don't mean to share. Okay, I guess I did mean to share this. Hold on a second. Oops, let me move me out of the way. Let me go over to our actual channel, which is where I should have been in the first place. Okay, so this is a Deep Woods Paranormal YouTube page. On here, we have lots of different things for you guys to watch. We have investigations, we have podcasts, we have shorts, we have Bigfoot research. You name it, we pretty much have done it. We haven't done a lot. Oops, we haven't had a lot of alien investigations because we haven't really found a lot of evidence. So, I mean, I don't really want to post something out there and have you guys go, "Oh, that's great. You went out to a location, looked around, and didn't find anything. Good job." And have multiple videos of that. So until we actually are lucky enough to actually document some UFO activity when we're planning on doing it, we're probably not going to have much paranormal, alien, or UFO stuff. We will talk about it. We might visit locations that have reported UFO sightings and stuff. But anyways, all right, so that's not what I wanted to actually get into. So anyways, we've got some paranormal shorts. Here we go. So let me go to this. Oops. Go to this playlist if I can get to it. Here we go. So we just uploaded a couple new videos here. I don't know why this is taking so long. This is not it, but okay. Okay, and it's going to continue to play. All right, so let me just go over to videos. Here we go. All right, so yeah, we just uploaded this short. We're going to be up, like I said, we're going to be uploading quite a few shorts in the next little while. This one's coming out Sunday. Excuse me. Bear with me here. So yeah, we got 2 different shorts that are coming out. One that just came out. We also just did the Bigfoot only podcast. Thank you guys so much. It's already gotten 106 views. I know that's not much in the YouTube world, but for us, that's rocking and rolling. Another thing I noticed on our YouTube channel is that a lot of our subscribers are they're subscribed, but they're not actually watching the videos. So if there's something that we're missing or that you'd like to see or you want more of, you want us to try and go do this or do that, as long as it's paranormal in nature, let me know. If we're missing the ball here, I want to make sure that we're trying to get as much content out for everybody, all of our paranormal fans. So again, thank you guys again for all the new subscriptions. Welcome to all the new followers. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Deep Woods Paranormal family. We're going to continue to do more investigations and more gear testing, more podcasts, and then of course I'm going to be I am putting the show together right now. I'm in contact with quite a few different people, and we're going to go out and start investigating the locations, and then we'll bring it to you here like once a week or every couple of weeks. We'll have that investigation on here for you guys. It'll be like the form of a normal show, but we will try and document. I know everybody says, "Oh, well, why don't you show the ghost or show the Bigfoot or whatever?" We'll do our best. We'll try and not make it like other shows. We're gonna have it's gonna be like a combination of 7 or 8 of the most popular shows all in one thing. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I didn't come on here to talk about that. I just wanted to let the subscribers know if you're not hitting that notification bell, you're probably missing out on some of our videos. We do have over 300 videos on here. We do have a lot of content. I'm going to be shooting a gear testing video here shortly. It'll probably be a short. I'll probably put it as a couple of shorts and then maybe it was one long video. So if you guys want to watch it, I'll try and keep it under 5 minutes. But I'll show you, do a couple of quick clips of things. So, anyways, now so that okay. So yeah, basically, if you want to come in here, if you're not a fan of YouTube, and I understand, I've talked to so many people lately, I don't really like YouTube. Well, that's cool, no big deal. We're over here on Rumble too. This is our Rumble channel. Let me get myself out of the way. So this is our Rumble channel here. And again, all this content, I'm trying to make sure whenever something comes out on YouTube, it comes out on Rumble at within a day or two. So some of this stuff isn't just sometimes you'll see duplicates in here. It's just because we have had so many delays in getting stuff up. I'm just posting it because I don't want to wait 3 or 4 days for it to come up on here from across from our YouTube channel. So, anyways, this is the newest one. I just investigated or just was out in an old historical town and was walking around, and I'm like, holy crap, that house looks so haunted. In a little town called Smithville, Texas. If you're from Smithville and you live in a haunted location, contact us. All of our information is down below in the description from wherever you're watching. Okay. So again, this is the Bigfoot one. This just caught on to here. It's only got a couple of views, so it will get more content. Here's our Dog Man. This did really well over on our YouTube channel. And these are our podcasts, but there's going to be another video coming out here on Sunday as well. I wanted to make sure everything came out at the same time. So we're just starting. We just started this channel, 3 or 4 months ago, maybe a little longer. We've got up to 243 followers. So if you're not a YouTuber and you'd rather come over to Rumble, we'd love to have you. All right, let's move on. Again, we are sponsored by Manscaped. So if you're interested in their products, just put in the discount code of DWP, and that will get you a nice little discount on anything you buy from here. And then just tell them Matt sent you. And then also, people keep asking, again, this is our audio podcast. If you want to subscribe over here, we're on, a bunch of different places. This is not all the places that we're listed. We're on, I don't know how many platforms, 60 platforms, I think. I've completely lost track. So, anyways, we're on a lot of different platforms. Also, all the descriptions to everything you hear me talk about, again, is down in every description, whether it's the YouTube channel, the Rumble channel, or here. All right, so let's move on. Okay. All right, so let's talk about Wisconsin. And again, this is the Cryptid podcast. So we're going to be talking about cryptid creatures. And cryptid creatures can be anything from Bigfoot to Yeti to river monsters to lake monsters to pretty much anything unknown that isn't ghosts or Dogman is also considered a cryptid. If it's not a ghost or a haunted location or something like that, it basically is classified under a cryptid. So this one's actually kind of interesting. This is the Whitetail Cemetery and the Witches of the Triangle. So supposedly in Wisconsin, we're going to talk about 6 different things here. Like I said, I typed in cryptids and 6 different things came up. So this is not all 100% cryptids, but I found this one to be very interesting. So it says, everyone has heard of the witches of Whitewater, but did you know about the Whitewater cemeteries? The cities of Whitewater have 3 cemeteries, which make up a perfect isosceles triangle. The 3 cemeteries are Calvary Cemetery on the north side of campus, Oak Grove Cemetery on the hill next to Washington Elementary School, and Hillside Cemetery adjacent to the Calvert Lake. Gravarth Lake, Cravath Lake. I apologize if I just completely butchered that. And then it's also known as the Witch's Triangle, which is kind of cool. I don't know if a witch is a cryptid or not. I think witches kind of have their own classification. Well, maybe we'll do a podcast about witches one of these days, because there's different types of witches, and we'll get into that later. I don't want to continue on. Okay, so there's a story that says in the 1970s during Halloween week, the coffin of a little girl who was recently buried was placed on the mall of campus. It's placed on the mall of campus. Can't talk today. It's suspected that it was taken out of one of the 3 Whitewater cemeteries. Many people thought it was a sick joke. However, 2 fishermen had seen strange lights floating over the Calvary Cemetery the night before. Okay, so I think they're hinting at UFOs or aliens or something like that. And aliens and UFOs are basically cryptids. So you're not. Anyways, okay, so let's talk about this again. Let's see. Another legend says that the Oak Grove Cemetery is the resting place of Mary Worth, an axe-toting murderess. Oh, reminds you of somebody like Lizzie Borden. We're not sure if she did that or not yet, but who knows? Says the legend also says that Mary can be seen along the tombstones on Halloween Eve. The grave of Morris Pratt, the founder of the Morris Pratt Institute, can be found in the Hillside Cemetery. The Morris Pratt Institute is known to be the start of the Whitewater hauntings because this was a school for spiritualism. Many people have reported drastic temperature decreases within the barbed wire fence of the Calvary Cemetery and seen strange shadows moving around in the middle of the night. So that's like a shadow person. That's very common. Shadow people are seen a lot in different haunted locations. There's a lot of theories on shadow people. Maybe one of these days we'll do a full-on basically a podcast about them. All right. Remind me, I'll try and get that done next week. All right. So it says one story from the Witches Whitewater Facebook page says that I used to walk my dog in Hillside. As I visited my grandfather's grave, a storm was approaching one day around dusk. My mom wasn't with me. Suddenly, our dog stopped running around and froze. All the hair on its body went straight up and out. As he was a collie, this was striking. He was staring down into a hollow. My mother then said, "You better go down there. You better go down there and tell those kids to get home before the storm hits." I did not see any kids. "What kids?" I asked. "The ones down there. I don't think Bobo likes them." Bobo had bitten a kid who was teasing him, and since he was not so fond of kids, I looked at Bobo. He was growling deep in his throat. I looked at the area he was staring at. "I don't see any kids," I said. "They are right down there dancing around," my mom said. I said, let's get Bobo into the car and we will drive down there." When we got down to the hollow, I said, "See, there's no one here." My mom said, they were just here. Look around. Maybe they're hiding." I got out and walked into the hollow. Then realized this was the infant and child burying ground. There were many children's graves. Rather than being scared, I laughed. I knew Hillside. I got back into the car, and my mother said, "Did you find them?" I said, "Yes. They are leaving now." So she basically plagiarized her mom. These are just a few of the creepy stories along the cemetery of Whitewater, Wisconsin. Many historical facts about the Morse Plants Institute and stories about other haunting experience can be found on the link below. So there's a link to the Witches of Whitewater. So basically, they're just saying that the witches basically haunt this area. It's kind of interesting. Might be something interesting to look into later. If you're in Wisconsin and you've had investigated these locations or you know about this story, please feel free to contact me, and maybe you want to come on the podcast and talk about it. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So, seems like Wisconsin has quite a few sea monsters or lake monsters. So this is the Rock Lake sea serpent. It says through the years, many folk stories have centered on the Rock Lake and Lake Mills. Some concerned some concerned pyramids at the bottom of the lake, and others sound similar to the story of the famous Loch Ness monster. I'm not sure if I said that right. Bear with me, guys. I just got a new pair of glasses, and they're a little different than anything I'm used to. But they're awesome. I mean, they're just really, really good. And I'm still learning how to read out of the bifocals because they're different than my other bifocals. So bear with me as I read through this. It says in 1882, after being quiet for 15 years, the Rock Lake serpent apparently reared its head at two boaters as they raced across the lake. According to the newspaper account and the Lake Mills Spike, the two men thought they were seeing a log in the water just ahead of their boats. As they approached, the monster thrust its head 3 feet out of the water and opened its huge jaw before it dove underneath the water. The serpent was said to be as long as a boat and the color of a pickerel. I don't know what that is. Somebody else might know it. It says, although other sightings have occurred over the years, the monster continues to be elusive as the Loch Ness monster. So that's interesting. This might be worth looking into further. Who knows? They basically say it looks a lot like the Loch Ness monster. I think Wisconsin should be like landlocked. What people don't know, and I've talked about this before, is that Loch Ness is not landlocked. It actually has canals that go out to the ocean, and they get sea life in there. They get whales and all kinds of the sea life that comes into the loch from time to time, and then they swim back out. So anyways, that's pretty interesting that they're comparing that to Loch Ness monster. Okay, here's another lake monster for you. Again, this is all in Wisconsin. I gotta go back up to Wisconsin one of these days. This is the Devil's Lake Monster. The Devil's Lake Monster, or Emd Wakin in the Sioux language, meaning mystery or bad spirit, is an unknown aquatic creature that is said to reside in the depths of Devil's Lake, located north of Lincoln City, Oregon. Oh wait, what? This is Oregon. Okay. It said Wisconsin when I looked it up originally. Okay, so we're gonna jump to Oregon for just a second. Bear with me here. Some say that the octopus-like beast was responsible for an untold number of deaths, but the Dakota Indians tell a tale about a struggling creature which is uncannily similar to the alleged extinct plesiosaur. Again, you go back to almost every lake monster or river monster they have, and they all basically have the same type of thing. They all, basically look like a plesiosaur. All right. Let's see. So it says a legend. Excuse me. One of the earliest legends involving the creature of Devil's Lake revolves around a Native American Indian chief who assembled an expedition of young warriors to go on a late night hunting trip on the fauna fertile lands across the lake. The full moon reflected off the night, the full moon of the night blackened waters as the young men and their leaders slipped into canoes. The water had begun. Okay, this doesn't make any sense. The full moon reflected off the night's blackened waters as the young men and their leader slipped the canoe, the water, and began their late night trek. I'm sorry, there's some grammar issues on here. Suddenly, a fury of tentacles ripped through the surf, capsizing the canoe and pulling the thrashing, terrified men beneath the brackish water, meaning dark, murky, muddy water. Although no one survived this ill-fated expedition, their screams alerted fellow tribesmen who rushed onto the beach and were able to bear witness to this horrific event in grisly detail due to the moon's lingering glow. The surviving warriors of the tribe, in order to pay homage to their fallen brethren, as well as appease what they believed to be the demon of the lake, had a festival every year during which gifts and animal sacrifices were thrown into the water. Okay, so it says basically that continues on today. So if you, I found something out very interesting the other day. So the octopus is a species that actually may be alien in nature. They don't know where this octopus came from. We'll do a deeper dive into this maybe on another podcast too. But octopuses are not, they're not really known from Earth. And that's all I'm going to say about that. They don't know where they came from. They can't seem to figure it out. And they're starting to think that maybe they came from an asteroid or maybe they came from somewhere else and, came here from another planet or something. Anyways, all right. So this is Devil's Lake State Park. And this says it's protected by the Thunderbirds. All right, so this is basically it says Golden Eagle over Devil's Lake State Park, and this is basic. I'm guessing this is a picture of the lake back in the. Let's see. I'm just looking for a date here. It doesn't say the date. Okay, so. Oh, they're saying the picture up here is a golden eagle. Golden eagles are pretty good size. I think they're a little smaller than a bald eagle, but they're pretty good sized. So, I mean, this could be completely a misidentification, but who knows? It says, looking back, lake spirits and monsters were thought to live in Devil's Lake since the end of the last ice age, some 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. In the late 1800s, when the first settlers came to the area, the locals whose ancestors had lived here since that last glaciation told stories of a battle that ultimately created Devil's Lake. And it says Thunderbirds are everywhere within the history and culture of Native Americans. Thunderbirds were strong, massive creatures, large enough to lift humans right off the ground and carry them away. While each story has some variation, it says generally the Thunderbirds were the good guys who controlled the upper world and sometimes kept bad people in line. It says the underworld was often controlled by water spirits. It says some said that the Thunderbirds were created specifically to control water spirits. So it says, well, our story tells of us a long ago battle that had been fought right here where Devil's Lake is located today. The Thunderbirds led a full-on assault on water spirits who were inhabiting the depths of an unnamed body of water that existed here far back in history. Since the Thunderbirds would fly high into the clouds and fire thunderbolts down into the water in the surrounding shores. The water spirits fought back by throwing large stones into the air and creating water sprouts. Swirling tempests from the depths of the water would rise to ensnare the Thunderbirds and pull them down. The pitched battle went on for 4 days. Interesting. It says, in the heat of the battle, trees were ripped to the ground, even stone cliffs were split, crushing and crumbling under the enormous firepower of the warring spirits. The land was laid to waste, and the lake created. And of course, now you know the lake is surrounded by broken rocks and boulders. Even when the first surveyors arrived at Devil's Lake in the 1800s, they described it as a place that was hard to move through as a lakeshore. Oh my gosh. And it took them a full day to navigate. If you pull out a photograph from the beginning of the last century, you can see the bluffs look much different, and dare I say, more war-scarred than they do today. I'm not going to read the rest of this. So essentially, they're saying that there was some kind of battle probably between good and evil, if you will, and these creatures had abilities to use the lightning from the sky to try and go after the lake monsters, and the lake monsters basically had the ability to create water spouts and stuff. I don't know if all that's true, but a lot of stuff in Indian history is it's interesting. I'll just put it that way. Yes, there is some truth to it, but there's some tall tales in there as well. Did that really happen? Who knows? I mean, you got to make up your own mind. But the natives basically, they were here a long time before we were, and they saw some things that were pretty interesting. They also were the ones that basically had seen Bigfoots and possibly lived alongside them in some places. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, here's another lake monster. Okay, so it says Wisconsin's Lake Winnebago water monster, and it says it eats deer and moose. So again, bear with me, guys. My glasses, my bifocals on these, you can't see them because they're hidden, but it's sometimes a little hard to see. So if you see me kind of looking up, that's because I'm trying to look down into the bifocals, and I might be misreading words because of it. I'm not used to these yet. I honestly just got them about 4 or 5 hours ago. So it says rumors and folklore about the Lake Winnebago water monster took me down a Google rabbit hole that I couldn't get out of. What the hell is going on? It says this creature from the water in Lake Winnebago in Wisconsin has a large appetite. Rumor has it the water monster enjoys eating deer, elk, and even moose when it gets hungry. So wait, is that it? It says, so wait, it's so big that it'll take down a moose, and that thing's in the lake? I wouldn't be swimming in that pool. Thank you very much. It says, so here's the skinny on the not so skinny fish monster. It says it would apparently wait on the channel. Let's see. No, it would apparently. I think this is just like another bunch of problems with how they wrote it. Okay, it said I'll just kind of make up my own thing here, and I'll read it the correct way. It said it would appear to wait along the channel in the Fox River, and basically it would get ready to devour its next large meal. So I guess it basically ambushed its prey. Said the locals were so scared that boating, fishing, going near the water was out of the question. It says at some point, men noticed a large dark form uh, in the water. It was Buddy, the Lake Winnebago monster. Now, depending on the website you visit, it's dead now or maybe alive. I have children that live in the Lake Winnebago area, and they say it still attacks animals. Okay, so again, guys, you got to take all this with a grain of salt. This is kind of interesting. We should do a whole deep dive in on some of these animals. So this one's called where'd it go? Buddy. It's called Buddy, the Lake Winnebago monster. So, like I said, if you're interested in that and in lake monsters, I am, and I know there's a lot of different sightings of possible things that people don't understand. Let's just put it that way. In several lakes, not only in the United States but all across the world. So I would be interested one of these days to go out and to where these sightings happened and see what I could see. And you guys could we'd hopefully document it and let you guys see as well. So let's get to the last one here. Oh my goodness. Got every dog. Got every dog we have in here now. Okay. All right. So speaking of dogs, okay. So the Beast of Brer Road in Wisconsin. We've talked about this on this podcast before. For those of you that haven't heard of the Beast of Brer Road, it's called the Beast of Brer Road, a hairy humanoid with canine features that has been sighted in the Wisconsin area dating back all the way to the 1930s on a rural road outside of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It says more recent sightings in the 1980s and 1990s were place the creature in Racine, Walworth, and Jefferson counties. So essentially, if you have an animal like this, and this is supposedly some kind of a dog man, they would have to have, to live through, be seen and stuff, to live through time and stuff like that, they'd have to have a whole colony or a group of them. There couldn't just be one. Unless these things live for thousands of years, hundreds of years, which I don't believe they probably do. It's like the dog man is kind of like a werewolf, if you will. And so essentially, that basically is what they're saying this thing is. It's got the body, it's just like a giant werewolf. And essentially what it does is it grabs the roadkill off the roads. And sometimes these things have been known to attack cars and to growl at people and to glare and scare people as they drove by because they didn't know what it was until they slowed down and got close. And then as they get close, they actually have their headlights on this thing. Then they get a full on view of what it is and they go, oh my gosh, I'm out of here. And they speed off. So, anyways, all the links to this stuff will be down below. You guys can come back on here and check it out. If there's any other cryptos that you guys want to hear about, please leave a comment down below. If you're on one of our podcasts, do me a favor, platforms, because we're on so many podcast platforms, it's hard to see all of your comments. We don't always get notifications, so you might be sitting there and saying, oh, I'd like to see this, or like to see this, or hear about this. Comment on our website. Go onto our website, go onto our Facebook channel, message me through Facebook if you want. You can always contact us through, I always leave my email and my cell phone there. And if you've experienced any of these creatures or you're a paranormal investigator in Wisconsin and you like to talk about these things in more depth, we'd love to have you come on and talk about it. So feel free to reach out to me and come on the show and we'll sit there and enjoy hearing you talk about this stuff. So anyways, guys, apologize for the shorter podcast tonight. I'm a little tired. I've just had a really long day nonstop. I still have another couple of videos I got to do. Again, be watching for a couple of video shorts I'm going to be testing out a new IR flashlight that I just got, and I'm hoping that I'm not disappointed. I really am, but I'm hoping for the best. So we're going to be testing that out, and you guys are going to see, along with me, if we can actually see more than about 5 or 10 feet clearly with our other camera, our big camera. And I've been told that basically that's what they use, the big film companies use when they're out shooting videos in infrared out in the wilderness. So we have multiple different types of cameras. We have full spectrum camera. We have IR binoculars. We have binoculars that also see in IR, but they pretty much have their own little IR flashlight on them, a very bright spotlight. And both those record, but they don't record sound. And then we have a couple different types of cameras also that record in IR. So we'll have to test it out and see which one works best with that. But anyways, guys, let me put this back. Let me stop sharing. So again, if you guys would like to be a guest on our show, you have something you want to see on the show, there's something that you want to know about, please comment down below and or contact me. And we appreciate you guys, and we will catch you on the next one.